Hello pilots! After completing all the missions in the game, I found myself enjoying practicing combat with onboard cannons, dogfights limited solely to gun usage. Flying the chicane didn't teach me much in this regard, as it handles very differently from a jet. However, through the Vortex, I eventually progressed to the Revoker and I'm growing increasingly fond of flying it, not just for racing but also for aerial combat. This includes both long-range missile engagements and close-range maneuvering battles. Admittedly, I know very little about this type of combat and am essentially starting from scratch. There are so many factors involved that it could be called a science for its own. But instead of acquiring theoretical knowledge, I decided to experiment practically. I created a small mission where enemy aircraft spawn over Marisport, a location I enjoy for its scenery. Both my weaponry and that of the enemies are restricted to cannons, allowing me to gain experience in dogfighting. I've also recorded all the battles using the mod from 7EP3S so that I can review the saved data in Tac View. After each fight, I analyze the events again from the Tac View perspective, which helps me understand what happened. First, I flew against an Ifrit. From previous flying experience, I learned that the AI often breaks off its attack when I perform a vertical climb. The Revoker, with its afterburner, is well suited for this maneuver. While this is undoubtedly a cheap tactic and ultimately not helpful in PvP, I needed a starting point and not getting shot down seemed like a good one. This time the maneuver worked well. However, since I was diving down onto the enemy from above, I gained speed quickly. Managing speed is a crucial aspect. Flying too slow risks a stall, while flying too fast sacrifices maneuverability and can result in a blackout during tight turns. It's a balancing act. The chicane is basically no threat to a jet pilot flying at high altitudes. For one thing, you can completely ignore chicanes. Their IRM-S1 missiles can be effectively countered with flares, and as long as you maintain a 2 km distance, their 30mm rounds won't reach you. Attacking chicanes works best from above, ensuring they are not locked onto you. You can monitor this on the lower part of your screen. Against careless pilots or clumsy AI, they might even crash while trying to aim at you. Facing the cricket, I quickly realized I had no chance in a tight dogfight. If I sped past it, it could quickly reorient itself to fire at me. This made the situation risky. My best option was another attack from above. However, given the cricket's ability to execute extremely tight turns, even that became challenging. If an attack failed, I would climb back to safety at higher altitudes. The cricket's climb rate is far from impressive. The Vortex on paper isn't the best jet for dogfights, but the AI struggles to utilize the Vortex effectively. It flies in wide circles, making it relatively easy to handle with the Revoker. If even I can manage to take it down most of the time, it seems like a good sparring partner for achieving initial victories. After a few turns, I was able to get the Vortex in my sights and land some hits. However, AI pilots don't always eject immediately after their jets sustain damage. To be sure, I delivered the finishing blow. With the Tarantella, the strategy mirrored that for the chicane, attack from above. While the Tarantella isn't as agile, its cannons are highly mobile, significantly increasing its effective range. However, when moving fast in a forward flight, it struggles to evade top-down attacks due to its sluggish movements. Its large surface area also makes it an easy target, but it takes several hits to disable. Targeting the rotors would be more efficient in terms of ammunition, but that's a task for a future, more skilled version of myself. The compass presents a real challenge for me. It's extremely agile and can keep up with the Revoker in terms of most maneuvers. While its top speed and climb rate are inferior to the Revoker's, I try to exploit this disparity. Although my strategy, climbing and then trying to position myself behind the enemy, remains the same, I'm still in the learning phase. It became evident that I couldn't get behind the compass. While my loops prevented the AI from attacking me directly, I also couldn't secure a good firing position. My afterburner consumed fuel rapidly while the compass calmly circled. The Revoker is capable of executing sharp maneuvers, including operating near stall speeds, but I've yet to consistently replicate these moments of brilliance. Over time, I've started developing a better feel for tight turns and gaining an understanding of what's happening.
Stall.
In this battle against the compass, I eventually managed to land a hit. However, there's significant room for improvement on my end.
Stall. 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 Stall.
Finally, the battle was against the Revoker. My few reserves were fine, but I was running low on ammunition. With only 186 rounds left, I entered the fight, assuming fewer bullets would suffice if I could secure a good shooting position. However, achieving that proved challenging. While my loops prevented the AI from mounting a direct attack, I couldn't position myself behind the enemy for a clean shot. At this point, I was at a loss as to which maneuver would effectively counter the AI with precision. I kept resorting to my usual tactics, circling around, occasionally managing to attempt a hit. But my inability combined with a lack of luck led to some futile maneuvers over Port Maris until I eventually run out of ammo.
Stall. Stall. Stall.
My last hope was to somehow force the AI into colliding with the ground or one of the city's buildings. So I tried flying low across the landscape, seeking cover among the city structures.
Raise gear.
However, even this plan ultimately fell apart. The Revoker took me down and then decided to crash into a building afterwards.
Stall. 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 Raise gear.
Although I'm far from achieving the level of flying skills I envision, the training sessions have significantly enhanced my imagination and understanding. I highly recommend taking time to familiarize yourself with each aircraft and to explore their unique characteristics. I am increasingly realizing the depth of this game, which motivates me to continuously expand my skill set. As for me, I will practice a bit more now. All that remains to say is, fly safe.